What's up, everyone? This is Kiana here. So there's a new documentary that has been put out by Netflix, okay? Talking about basically the behind the scenes of Tyra Banks' modeling show. Remember the modeling show that she had? I don't know, I was maybe, oh, I was really, really young at that time, where she had the America's Next Top Model series. Anyway, the documentary has been released. And while I know that Tyra Banks have always been like a not so good person based on past interviews by past attendees of the series, actually the past seasons of America's Next Top Model, but this documentary, I've only seen clips of it, but there are people who have been talking about it because it dropped yesterday, and then basically they were showing like the insiders, and they had some people from past seasons talking about where they are and what happened. It's awful. That show did nothing for anyone. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the opinions of that series, and we will pick up after.
And Tyra, you raggedy. Let's just get to the clip. And that's why she in Australia screaming about ice cream. Now it all makes sense. Let me catch y'all up to speed because Netflix really opened up a can of worms. Now they have a docuseries that just dropped. It's about America's Next Top Model. And yes, they have interviewed mostly all of the prominent people who took part of this show. Now let's get to this clip right here.
Did Tyra come and visit you?
No, not yet. She just sent me a text. She wants to come and visit me, but no, not yet.
Now, in that Netflix documentary, Jay Alexander reveals that he had had a stroke in 2022. So from 2022 to 2026, or at least when they were done filming that, she still hadn't come seen him. Now, the stroke that he had suffered had put him in a coma for about 5 weeks, and it caused him to lose his ability to walk. So in this scene here that he's sitting with the producers, he said he can't walk, but he will. So he's still working through physical therapy to regain his mobility back. But that's not the only devastating part of the docuseries that I saw. I also saw how Tyra Banks basically said, well, it wasn't my, doing as to why I had to fire all of the cast. She basically said in this scene here that her boss told her to pick up the phone and tell them that they were fired. And she goes on to say that if she hadn't done it, then she would have basically lost her deal for, I'm assuming, another season. Now, Nigel, the photographer on the show, actually put out a statement. Now, you can pause to read the statement, but essentially he said that he found out basically he was losing his job because of a leak to Page 6. He stated that he had been with the show for 17 seasons and he didn't have a backup plan because he wasn't prepared to be fired. Now, word on the curb is that Tyra is using this docuseries to relaunch America's Next Top Model. But if you're not going to have the original cast, nobody's going to watch that. Nobody should watch it because it means that you care more about your show and your doings and not helping keep people employed. So I'm definitely standing with everybody else. If they're not a part of the new series, I don't care to watch it.
When I say respectfully, Tyra, you have no fucking idea how painful it has been for me. You have no fucking idea. But for you to admit to me all these years, 15 years later, I know the hell that you've been going through. I know that you couldn't even walk through the threshold of certain doors. And so to have her, a black woman, say to me over the phone that I knew you were struggling and I did nothing about it? What? You don't gotta support me. You ain't even gotta like me. But don't see me in my suffering and just walk past me. So fucked up.
Tyra, kiss my fat ass, Inspector Gadget Banks. You will pay for your crimes. All of them. So I just watched all 3 parts of the America's Next Top Model documentary that is on Netflix. Really, really, really juicy good stuff. There's so much stuff that we already knew. There's so much stuff that we didn't know that actually happened behind the scenes. But the one thing I want to touch on first is that I don't know what they told Tyra this is going to be about. Like, I don't know if she was aware that this was going to be a documentary for her to be able to take some type of fucking accountability, because there was quite literally no accountability had. Like, it looks like Tyra is indeed on another planet, and I'm not trying to be funny. She looked very out of it. Like, when she said, I can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store for season 25. So you still doing this shit? After all of this, you still have not learned your lesson about subjecting women to unfair treatment? Are you cool? That right there lets me know that she is not on this earth. Tyra is absolutely in Smize land. I went into this documentary knowing that the times were different, right? Like 2002 and 2026 are two completely different times. Like, a lot of the shit that they were doing in 2022 were relevant to the times that they were in. I fully went in knowing that body image today is not what it was back in the day. I fully went into it knowing that the industry was not accepting to black models. The industry was not acceptable to plus size models. Like, those were things that I was able to come to terms with because the times are different. However, one thing that I never thought I had to take into account with the times being different was fucking sexual assault. Because what the fuck do you mean sexual assault was okay back in the day and trying to excuse it as those were just the times? Like, absolutely not. I remember being a child and watching Shandy cheat on her boyfriend on live TV while the whole goddamn world watched. I just chalked it up to her being a girl cheating on her boyfriend at the time, right? Now that I know that she was blackout drunk, and the fact that she doesn't even remember the shit happening, and the fact that cameras were rolling the entire time. Also, the fact that Tyra then had a conversation with them the next day and framed it as this big sister talk just to get Shandy to admit that she actually fucking cheated on camera. For them to then film her telling her boyfriend that she cheated, just for years later for Tyra to bring her onto her talk show. After Shandy told her she had never seen the footage, just for her to fucking play the footage? I'm sorry, I cannot excuse that behavior as just the times that we were living in back in the day. That was intentional, deliberate behavior. Even when Kenya was on set and she felt uncomfortable with that male model, so she thought that she was in a safe space to be able to speak up and say, I'm uncomfortable. That still was not enough. Like, I'm sorry, those are just not instances that I can just say, hey, it was 2002, so it is what it is. No. And I don't know if it's just me. While watching the documentary, I started to see that Tyra treated the black models a lot differently. And the way she spoke to them and the way she interacted with them, it seems like she focused more on the black girls' insecurities and making those a big thing outside of the white girls. Like telling Ebony from season 1 that she was ashy as a black woman, making that girl close her fucking gap, forcing that girl to close her gap. It's just like a lot of things that I feel like the black girls endured was a lot worse than what the white... Not saying that the white girls didn't endure anything. I just feel like the black girls' issues felt more targeted. Like, this documentary really didn't paint Tyra in the best light. And it really left a bad taste in my mouth when Miss J said that he didn't come see her in the hospital. She still has not went to see that man in the hospital at all. That's crazy to me. Like, there were so many missed moments for Tyra to take some fucking accountability, but she never fucking did it.
Okay, yeah, so that show did nothing for a lot of people. A lot of people, and this is what I learned too from the reviews, is that some of the contestants, if they found out, like in the industry, that you were on America's Next Top Model, there were doors that you could not go through. So what was the point of that show? You know, a lot of dreams were stolen. And, you know, sometimes, in recent times, Tyra Banks, she now has moved to Australia. She has this new, like, I guess, ice cream business that she opened down there. And then she came back to the States to, like, open up, like, another branch in New York. It's called Hot Ice Cream. I'm just thinking hot mess. The way she's kind of like looking like all out of sorts, and she don't look well. She doesn't act like how she used to act. Like, sometimes when you see people that seem out of it and out of sorts, they're going through something crazy. And that, my friend, possibly be the karma for the lives that she destroyed when she was running that America's Next Top Model show. And you know what is crazy? They want to start back with another season 25 of that mess. And I would implore not to go watch those shows, because the things that came out of that show was not good. The impact that show that had was not good. And you see how Tyra's life worked out. crazy talking about hot ice cream. What is hot ice cream? Oh, I'm Smize. I'm Smize or something about Smize, Santa Smize. She looked insane last Christmas when she was talking about Santa Smize dressing up in yellow. Yeah. She's losing it and going crazy because trust me, you cannot be doing well after the damage that you have caused at America's Next Top Model. And I'm surprised at what she did at her former judges, the people that was her makeup artist, and then the other guy, Miss J, all those people that was judges on her show. Him getting a stroke, she never went to check on him, never visit him. He's building up his health right now. He had a big health crisis and she never ever checked on him and all of that stuff. I mean, the show should not come back. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you feel. Should the show come back? Will you watch it if they ever bring that America's Next Top Model show back? I don't think it did anything for anyone. Maybe a few people had some success, but it looks like a lot of damage and a lot of doors were locked with people going through that show. She basically led people on a dead end. And it's hard because as a Black woman, she talks about modeling. The modeling industry was really rough for her, and it was very rough in those kinds of arenas and those settings, and yet you're the reason why there were other Black girls that was messed up or lost their way.